Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another video. So today I wanted to share a conversation that I had with my sister friend who really inspired this video as far as the content is concerned, because I think it's something that a lot of people as well as myself have struggled with, but it shows up in different ways in different areas, and you might not even realize you're doing it. Sometimes I have identified it as analysis paralysis, which basically is just mulling things over, looking at all your options obsessively to the point where you're just weeks and weeks and weeks looking at the same different, like, well, what about this? What about that? And never doing anything. And so with all the information and data and knowledge that you have collected, and even from asking for advice, reading books, researching all these things, you're still not putting it to good use and making the move. But in that same energy, you can have so much, not even faith, but you can have so much hope in things working themselves out or falling into your lap, as she said, or, just, God just presenting opportunities, opening doors, things just happening. And yes, all those things are possible, but only until you put the energy, the movement, the action behind it. And so I think it's a safe way, and sometimes a fear-based way, to take the responsibility off of what your involvement in your role is and how much you actively participate in creating your life, creating your experience, and creating your own opportunity, versus like, I'm just going to trust God and he's going to, he, she, they, the universe is going to just give it to me. Yes, the universe, God, Mother, Father, God, your guardian angels, the ancestors, of course they open doors. Of course they allow things to just rain down blessings, blessings on blessings and blessings. But it's only after you have showed up. And I jokingly had said to her, if you aren't visible, if you aren't present, if you aren't in the room, then you'll miss a lot of things because you're not there. You can't even receive the blessing if you're not in position to do that. I received some advice about choices, and I was really just at such a crossroad. And the woman was like, look at all of your options like a buffet. You can have chicken, you can have shrimp, you can, do some type of seafood, steak, whatever, but you might not can eat it all at once. You have to eat it one at a time, or eat that, go back and get some more. But it's not that all those things aren't available to you, but you have to get dressed, be prepared, step out, get your purse, get your phone, get all the things that you need in life, walk out the door, get in your car, start your engine, or catch that Uber, or have your day come and pick you up. Whatever you need to do to get to where you need to go, where you want to go, to get the things. I ain't never known of a buffet rollout just brought to my front door when I was laying in bed like, dang, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like, and I got a taste for a whole bunch of different stuff, and I don't even know where I want to start. Now, I know that there are buffet options out there, but I have to be active enough in my own life and have enough oomph in my own life to go and get it. And the blessing in the moment is that God has given me my ample faculties, the money, the resources, the car, the options, all of that, she has already laid out. The universe has already laid out for me to have the ability to go and get what I want. So we can apply this to a relationship. We can apply this to your dream career or your dream business of your own. You can apply this to living a life where you're doing all these things in a new city, with new friends and new things going for yourself, whatever. You can apply this to, it's just the opportunities, the not even the opportunities, but implementing this is endless. if you don't, if you're not able to find in yourself the resolve to just take one step and put it in front of the other, you will forever be in a state of like, I want these things. I'm just going to trust that these things are going to come. Well, how are they going to come? How are they going to come? How are they going to come? What are you going to put in place for these things to be able to come easier to you, to flow to you, for you to experience these things, for you to have these opportunities? And that is the difference between active timing, and that's a phrase that I kind of think I made up, because it's like, you're trusting the timing. Yes, all things in perfect timing. I will use my relationship, for example. The woman that I used to be before I started my self-love journey, before I did my inner healing, before I worked on how I showed up in the world, before I worked on all those things that really had me more like, I might be one of the bitter women that just, F these men because they ain't nothing but trouble, you know what I mean? Borderline there. Had I not started the work on me, loving myself, dating myself 4 or 5 years ago, I might have missed this window of like, I met my fiance in a public place and we connected and then we hit it off. But I could have been like, no, thank you. I don't know. I just don't know. Now, you don't want to lose sleep over all the other missed opportunities because the timing wasn't right. It's not about that. What's for you is going to be for you. So there's always new opportunity. Okay. But at the same time, me being active in my own work, active in my own growth, active in my own healing, active in my own, like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. I'm learning, I'm growing, I think with how far I come, I am open to love again, but only the right type of love, only the type of love that supports my children, only the type of love that, you know what I mean? Being really clear on that, clear on everything, how I want to live, where I want to live, all the things, so that when the timing came around to cross paths with my fiance, I was ready. He was ready. He had things in motion 10 years before I was ever even, you know what I mean? Like, before he was even thinking about seriously dating again. So you see how, you're waiting for the right person to come in your life. Absolutely. It's good to wait. Don't just pick up everything and try everything, and make a mess of things by being anxious and quick. I've talked about haste. I've talked about how making decisions with an energy of like rushing yourself, beating yourself up, and thinking that if I don't do this now, I'll never get this another opportunity. That's not a good balance either. So it's being able to look at your whole big picture, bird's eye view, and really feeling like I have control. I also have all the power. I also am in steering this ship. I'm also driving this car. I'm also in control. And if you are religious, I keep going back to God. If God has something for you, if God wants to give you the desires of your heart, if God is, all these things to you, then why on earth would he then allow you to not experience those things? This Jesus take the wheel, that's great. But if you don't maintain your car, if you don't make your car payments, if you don't get tires, oil changes, even clean it out every once in a blue moon, really put pride in your vehicle, there ain't nothing to take. He can't take no wheel because your car is still going to be clunking and chugging and breaking down on the highway. So, he can pull you over to the sideline and you're going to have to wait for AAA. There's not much more. God doesn't move like that and come down and do those type of miracles where he puts gas in your car and he pays your car. No, he She allows you the ability and the blessings and the resources to be able to do what you need to do, to get where you're trying to go, to experience all these things. That is your active role in your life. So we can't always almost handicap ourselves and just be like, I'm just going to wait. God's got me. It's going to work out. Yes, it's going to work out. But what are you going to do for it to work out? Where are you in, this moving this thing along? So my encouragement would be to anyone out there kind of just in their mind, fearful or feeling like the clock is ticking in any area of their life, or time is running out, or you're ready to experience these things. It's been years and you haven't, and why are you at this place? Really look at where you're daily moving in what you say you want, learning and researching new ways to get what you want, to get where you want to be. I can forever dream about going to Zanzibar. I know Zanzibar is real. I know Zanzibar is going to be an amazing experience. I believe that I deserve to go to some place like Zanzibar. But if I don't take 5 seconds to start that Google search, travel agents, accommodations, rates, best time to travel, cheapest time to travel, what's the weather like, what is there to do out there, what's family friendly, what's exclusive, what's luxury, what's more of the local vibe, if I don't start that process, I ain't going nowhere. And that's not Zanzibar's fault. I can't put that on God. I can't put that on anybody else other than myself, because I did not plan. I was not active. I was not forceful. I was not, like, okay, I'm gonna pull this stuff together. I'm gonna make this a reality for myself and start putting things in motion. And it doesn't matter if it's 6 months out, a week out, 5 years out. Sometimes you need those time stamps to really put it in perspective, because things take time, and that's okay. But you started. If you start here, your 5 years will be here. But if you start down here, your 5 years are going to be bumped out here. You know what I mean? So when you see people, last point, and when you see people with they got it all, they're successful, they're living the life, you never know what they started a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago to get to that point. And everyone's mile marker is different. Everyone's where they started is different, and it's all up to you. Last thing, I use the race analogy. You have to get in the race, get off the sidelines to be able to have that rush of adrenaline and excitement and pride when you come across the finish line. But if you're forever like, man, I wish, I love how that looks, I want to experience that, but I don't know. And the racers are they're on their 10th lap, and you never jump in the race, and you never see what you're capable of. You never give yourself that shot. And it doesn't matter what the other racers are doing, because your thing is, wow, I ran a mile. Wow, I ran for cancer. I raised money for this cause that I'm passionate about. It's not so much I won first place versus I beat my own what's the word? Like I accomplished my own goal. I wasn't ever a runner. I didn't have the stamina. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could run this distance, like I said, or be a part of something bigger than myself. So a race isn't always gauged by you're number one and you beat everybody, and you're like the center of attention is all about you. When you cross that finish line, you will have your own, like, yes, I did it for your own personal reasons. You'll have that same feeling, that same like rush. So it's not always about, like, okay, she's got the house, the family, the car, the career, the money, the success, the platform, the followers, the business, the recognition. She's in magazines, she's on TV, and so I'm gonna come and like kind of like overshadow her or compete with her or be better than her or on her level. And so that's my claim to fame. It's not so much about competing as it is you pass the finish line for your own personal reasons that feel just as good as her success. Because remember, she might have started the race way back here. You know what I mean? And don't forget, let me throw this in here. I love these visuals. I be going with the visuals. Those baton races where you're not the only one in this, that's powerful too, because being a part of a team or your family unit or a sisterhood or, whatever it is, you passing that baton back is like, now this is your season of rest and rejuvenation. And, your husband is leading the way and he's carrying you, carrying the rest of the leg, or carrying the rest of the family through the race to get you all to a certain point. And then, when you have the baton, you might be working on certain things that fulfill you, that give you purpose, and he's supporting you while you work on those things, and he's like, babe, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. And then when your children come to a place where they start coming into their own personalities, and they, mom, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, and you pass the baton to them, like, okay, well, your father and I, we have our businesses, we have our, we have things set in place so that you all can build off of the family legacy, and it's your turn to find what you want to do. This is the money allocated for funding your dreams and your passions, college, whatever, start a business, whatever, travel the world, whatever, find yourself, whatever, go for it. That's how I would imagine that, compare that, or even again like a sisterhood. Like, girl, when I was going through that breakup and you all rallied behind me, you carried me, and you really supported me and encouraged me, and I got over that. And now when the next girlfriend, she's having some postpartum depression, and just fitting in with a new baby and juggling it all, you all rally around her, you all take the baton from her and carry her through the race. It's all these different, life is going to have different seasons that require you to play a different role, maybe in the race, maybe in the journey, but you're still actively moving forward. You're still actively present. You're still actively like, okay, this is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing now. So I hope this helps someone out there. God, I hope I, help my sister. I love her. I want not only my close sister friends, but anyone watching this video to know that anything is possible and that you can change your life one day at a time. It may seem huge to do it all over, start fresh, and trust me, I know, because I've been there, and things don't happen all at once. You take baby steps and you build off of, okay, first I'm going to do this, and then I can focus on that, and you don't overwhelm yourself, and you don't get down on yourself and beat yourself up by saying, I should have started, or I don't know where to start, or this is also overwhelming, but I want this, and it seems so hard, it seems so daunting. Like, just slow down, take a deep breath. I'm really big, I've said this before, writing things down, and it doesn't have to be super deep, super thought out. There's no perfect prompt, there's no perfect journal, there's no one else is going to read this but you. But through writing comes clarity. Through writing down how you feel and what you say you want, you'll be able to see like, oh, that's actually not true, I've actually outgrown that, or no, this still holds true today. I wrote this 6 months ago, I still feel very strongly about this, so I'm going to carry this forward. You need those reminders, because we get busy with all the other things in life, and then with the busyness comes, you might start not being so active in the areas that you need to stay consistent. Consistency, So good luck to you out there, and I really appreciate all my viewers, all of you guys. I don't care whether it's 2 or 100. I don't care if it's 1 comment or 0 comments. I really appreciate still showing up and making my content. And 2023 is 2023. It's never too late. Life is what you make it. none of this stuff is going anywhere. You know what I mean? The experiences, the opportunity. Life is only getting more expansive, bigger, with technology booming the way it is, with the future and all the things that are coming, you know, that are like, it's just, it ain't going nowhere. So just jump in there. You know what I mean? Just get all in there. Because, you know, it's plenty to go around. It's plenty for us to share. It's plenty for us to enjoy. You get a man, you get a man, you get a man, you get a family, you get a, again, if this is what you want, you get a dream career, you get a dream career, you start that business, you start a clothing line, and you start a clothing line, and you start a clothing line. You start a makeup line, and you start a makeup line, and you don't have to worry about competing with Rihanna's line, because you are you and she is her. You get some money, you get some money, you get some money. You get a new car, you get a new car, you get a new car. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing is gonna run out. I do not buy into this global warming shortage shit, food shortage shit, you know, energy shortage shit, and all this stuff. No, we're not buying into that, because if you are prosperous and you have money, there's nothing that you can't buy. You gonna pay for your water, and your water's flowing to your house. Shortage where? Shortage where? And if you're worried about the clean water being clean, get a filter. You know what I mean? So these mindsets, these things that sometimes people put in our mind on a global scale to be afraid of, you know, overpopulation. Last time I checked, rents are only going up, houses are still being built, neighborhoods are still being built. And we had a good old time looking at real estate in Manhattan, Brooklyn. Honey, if you got $45,000 a month to buy these $1 million condos, knock yourself out. There's plenty. There's plenty on Zillow. There's plenty on Realtor. But these are the people that go and get it. These are the people that are actively pursuing whatever it is that they want at every level. And the poverty thing, it's like, okay, it's sad, yes. But there are just as many people coming out of poverty, actively changing their lives, actively bettering themselves, empowering themselves, and coming about that. The money is just flowing through the air. Don't nobody understand how bank transfers work, but we know that we trust it, and the money, if I click this button, this money is going to zoop and go from one app to the other app, one bank to the other bank. And when you slide that plastic, your money's going to be there. You got to have that same faith. You got to have that same, like, don't know how it works, don't really understand the science behind it, but when I go get it, when I go need it, you know what I mean? When I shop online, when I go to Macy's, when I do whatever I need to do, I know what I have and what I need is going to be there for me. It's the same, because you actively are taking your credit card or your debit card out your purse, and you're like, boom, boom, boom. Swipe, 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 swipe. Okay, I'm done with the examples. Y'all got to know, and y'all have to remind yourself with basics. Go back to the basics. You don't overcomplicate this. You know what I mean? Don't beat yourself up and overwhelm yourself. It's not good, and it doesn't move us in the right direction. You know, it really paralyzes us. It slows us down, and even Mother, Father, God. I mean, what is he supposed to do with that? You know what I mean? He's like, I gave you legs. Come on. Walk. You can do it. You're just not doing it. You know, don't be that person. And, you know, not to be insensitive to anyone that has a disability, but we have amazing, aids for that too. You got these zippy wheelchairs and all this stuff. Like, people with no legs be driving, flying, scooting, booting. I mean, it's, again, there's no excuse. There's no excuse to use your handicap, to use your fear, to use your mind, your thoughts, your past, that man, I was about to say something else, that ex, to hold you back and keep you from what you deserve and want. Peace. Bye.